Hey babes. So a few weeks ago, one of you talked about social anxiety in the comment section. And I thought maybe I'll do a video on it. Plus I was scrolling on Instagram and I've been following this woman really, who is basically she calls herself a loneliness influencer. So she basically films her life, her day-to-day, and she says that she has no friends and no children, and she just lives alone. And today I found one of her videos where she had a meltdown. She was supposed to go out with some people, probably work friends, or I don't know. Well, friends, not really, because she says she doesn't have them friends, but anyway, she was supposed to go out and she cancelled. And she was crying in her living room because she felt like a D-head for canceling again. And to me, that is social anxiety, because the less you do something, the harder it is. And social anxiety, as I've learned through the years, is basically the fear of shame, the fear of being perceived as weird, awkward, the fear of being judged by others. I used to struggle with that as well. I still do, actually, because I think it's probably a lifetime kind of struggle. But I went to therapy for this, and I did what we call cognitive behavioral therapy. So basically, since social anxiety is fear of being seen and perceived, my therapist brought me to the mall, and it's what I call 2 hours of torture, honestly. For 2 hours, she pushed me to go and talk to strangers and do stupid things. So at first she asked me for things that are kind of okay, like she asked me to ask for money to people to buy cigarettes. So I went to ask strangers for some money. That was stressful. Plus I don't smoke, so I felt bad lying, but well, I did it. Then with the money, she brought me into a supermarket and I had to buy a pumpkin, small one, and she asked me to carry it around the mall and show it to people and talk to them as if the pumpkin was a kid, like holding it like a baby and asking people, isn't he cute? Things like that. And people just laughed at me because it was a weird behavior, obviously. Then I had to go in some stores, any stores I could find, and ask for medication for vaginal issues. but like in stores that were not selling any medication. So I went to a pet store, I went to a bakery, and I had to ask people who work there for those things. Then at some point we were in a clothes store, and she asked me to pretend to be on the phone and to talk about sexual things out loud, walking around the store. This one I really couldn't do. I just went to a corner and cried. Then she gave me a piece of paper on which she had written a small poem that was really weird and really dark. And she told me to go around a store again and ask people if I could read them the poem and what they thought about it. And so I did that. And for 2 hours like that, she pushed me to just do weird things, just to push my brain to realize that you cannot die from this, from being perceived, being seen as weird, doing ridiculous things, feeling ashamed. Because social anxiety is basically this. It's your brain going on fight or flight mode every time there's a social interaction. It's a phobia of being perceived by other human beings. And after this, I can't say I was cured, obviously, because as I said, it's kind of a lifelong thing, but I felt okay asking for things in stores when before that it was really hard. Just going to people and ask for help. I could do that. And since then, I've been struggling less. I can do things on my own. And it's still something you have to practice every day. So of course you're not going to go around and talk with a pumpkin or things like that, right? That's kind of an extreme behavior. But just going out and going in a store and asking for help and little things like that is practice. It helps. I swear it does, because the more you do, the less hard it is. And the less you do, the harder it gets. And that goes for everything in life, really. But I think we tend to forget that being social is also something you gotta do and practice. To be good at, yeah, but just to feel comfortable doing it. So of course I'm not advising you to go out there and make a fool of yourself. Although, I mean, if you feel like doing it, go for it. I think it's hard to do it on your own. You have to have some kind of authority as someone who's, like a doctor or something, to push you to do it. But you can just do normal things. Go to a store, and instead of looking for what you want, you can go and ask immediately. Even if you know where it is in the store, you go and ask for help. And afterward you'll feel really good, because you'll realize that it's easy and it didn't hurt you and you're not dead. So, yeah. That's it for today. I hope this can help a little bit if you're feeling really anxious in social situations. Because I think when people say to imagine people in their underwears or things like that to feel more comfortable. It sounds dumb, but I think it's actually a good trick. Imagining them, I don't know, pooping or being in a very vulnerable situation, and you'll feel less intimidated by other people. So go out there and be bold. Talk to people. I hope you have a really nice weekend and a great week. I love you. Take care. Bye.